And welcome to another episode of Cooking Under Protest. Today we are making, well, we're sort of going to do a riff on this. It's chicken and broccoli casserole. Now, this is the easy way to do it on those instructions there, but I'm complicating things ever so slightly. Number one, I have this gigantic bag of freaking cauliflower. So instead of broccoli, we're using cauliflower. I know, right off the bat, I'm substituting. That's just going to get defrosted. Okay, that's being defrosted in the microwave because that's how I defrost things. I'm sure there's better methods, whatever. I use the microwave. I have had the original version of this recipe. I've made it many times because it's quick and simple and easy, but we're just upgrading ever so slightly today. Number one, it calls for you to boil the chicken. And there's nothing wrong with boiling chicken, okay? Plenty of people throughout the world boil chicken. But it doesn't bring a whole lot of flavor to the party. It makes the recipe kind of plain and boring. Which is, you know, sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes that's what you have time for. And this is one of those recipes when I was first, I don't want to say learning to cook, but first really giving it a try after my husband was diagnosed with diabetes and I first started trying to actually make food. So it was an easier recipe. There's a lot of butter in there. Hang on. Oops. Let's look at this one. Okay. So all I've done is put this on medium-high. Well, closer to high. It's on 8. And added some olive oil to the pan. And I'm going to take my chicken and cut it up before I cook it. Now you could cook it first, wait for it to cool down, and then cut it up. You could also do this the correct way and use a knife. I have kitchen shears. And you see how fast this is with kitchen shears? Yeah. I'm sure a knife would be the more professional and correct way to do things. I'm not a professional. I'm not doing this correctly. I'm doing this fast, easy. Well, fast-ish and easy-ish because, as I said, I'm already not following the base recipe because I'm actually I'm pan-searing the chicken instead of boiling it. Because that way I can bring some flavors to the party. And that's just my personal preference. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with literally just taking some defrosted chicken, boiling it just long enough that it's not pink, that it's, you know, a kind of whitish color. And then following the recipe from there. There's really nothing wrong with that. It's fine. It tastes fine. I'm going for slightly better than fine. Give me 1 second. To wash my hands. touched raw chicken, and therefore I need to wash my hands. I know this isn't the most exciting hour in television, but this also isn't television. This is YouTube. Yeah, I said it. Okay. That chicken's not going to take real long. Let's have a few other things I'm adding in a second. Alright, let's check out the cauliflower. Cauliflower has been defrosted. Chicken stir. This is nearly ready to go. Now it's not ready to eat. I would not eat this until after the chicken was more brown and it reached appropriate temperatures. This is going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. So I'm not super worried about it browning or reaching a particular temperature because I'm not about to consume this way. I'm just... I believe this is what they call par cooking, but I'm not totally sure. Okay. So that applewood rub that you've seen me use in other recipes, in other videos. And if you haven't, it's because you haven't watched the other videos, and I can't help you. Go watch the other videos. This is Italian seasoning, which, as we've discussed before, the ingredients, it's in there. And this, because I love using this. Now, like I said, we could have boiled the chicken, and it would just be boiled chicken. But we did that. Doesn't that look more appetizing than just boiled chicken? I think so. I mean, if you really like boiled chicken, then I guess not. Which some people do, and again, that's fine. Whatever makes you happy. It's your mouth, your stomach, not mine. I don't care. This looks awesome, and it smells so good since we added those seasonings. Oh, so good. Okay, now, I recently washed off a few Bella mushrooms. Oh, check that out. Break these into bite size. Now I could just throw these into the casserole. I could not use them at all in the casserole, also an option. But we have cream of mushroom soup, which has mushrooms. So I don't see the harm in adding a few more mushrooms. And Bella mushrooms, I think, are really flavorful. So this will just add another layer of deliciousness to the recipe. And a little extra protein and whatever. I don't know. They taste good. Isn't half of the reason that we cook because something tastes good? And we want things to taste good? Isn't that part of the reason we're here? That and healthier cooking. And, well, this is not exactly the healthiest recipe, I will tell you that. But there's worse things, so still probably healthier than a lot of the eating out that you might do. So, well, there we go. Let's see if I can prop this up just slightly. See if that'll help. Okay. So, this is going. Mushrooms will not take long at all. Turn the heat down. There's plenty of warmth in this pan to get this going. The mushrooms are really only in there because I want them to be a little bit brown, because I think they will taste better. Okay. Meanwhile, in our casserole dish, we're mixing the mayo and the soup. Now the soup I'm using is the cream of mushroom healthy request. And take a look at the nutritional sodium contents in there. I think the cream of mushroom healthy request is the well, it's the lowest sodium one that I've found. I found a comparable one at Target one time. I haven't seen it since, but I also haven't gone to Target a whole heck of a lot. So, yeah. Right now we're in COVID times. There's not a whole lot of going to anywhere if I can avoid it, and I've been avoiding pretty well. My state is Pennsylvania, and we're one of the 3 states recognized for actually having less coronavirus, that we're actually getting better, doing well. I'm very proud of my state. Sorry, I know that's loud. I'm just trying to get as much of it. I know that's loud. I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay. I've washed off the spoon. Notice that I did not use my finger. I did not use my mouth. I did not use my tongue, because we do not want to cross-contaminate. I'm about to shove this exact same spoon into the mayo. So I only washed it with, soapy water. We wouldn't want to get germs. We wouldn't want to put mouth in here. I mean, if you do, I'm not going to judge, but, Also, we should be using actual measuring table spoons and not this table one. This is silverware. This is a utensil. This is not a measuring device. However, it's mayo, and I don't care. If you had asked me a couple years ago, back when I first started cooking, if I cared, yeah. I had to weigh and measure everything. I needed precision. I needed that crutch. I needed to know. Because the just enough and so much of this and a little of that and whatever you like, those were not terms that made sense to me at all. That's why I started watching Alton Brown's Good Eats, because he does use science. He weighs and measures and is precise. And that's what I enjoyed about him, is because I could understand that. I could follow along. I could not follow along with somebody else who says "bam" a lot. Let's just put it that way. But I could understand precision. I know that's so loud. I could understand precision and science, and that made sense to me. Okay. So, we've got the cauliflower. It's defrosted. It looks so much smaller once it's defrosted. It's like, did I even put any in there? And I did. I swear. Make sure you get all the water out. Alright, so far we've got the soup, the mayo, and I'm using cauliflower. You could use broccoli. You could really, I believe, use whatever vegetable floats your boat. You could be using green beans, you could use Brussels sprouts, carrots, whatever makes you happy, I guess. The broccoli is really good with this, but I have also used cauliflower before because that's what I had, and it was fine. Okay, I've mixed that in. And now, real flavors come into the party. The chicken, and in my case also some mushrooms. Now if I had boiled that chicken, I would have to wait until the chicken was cool and then cut it. Off. And that would have added to our prep time, and there would be less flavors joining this dish. There's nothing wrong with that. You could totally do it. It does simplify things. You could probably use the chicken without cutting it up. I don't know what that would do to the time, though. I imagine I don't know. I mean, you still have to cut it up when you eat it anyway. This is a casserole. Casseroles are not supposed to have a whole chicken in them, but I guess if you wanted to. Whatever. If it's just for you, then what are you going to do? Yeah, nobody can stop you. The kitchen police are not coming. Okay. So I just mixed everything together. That almost ended bad. You almost ended up in the dish instead of watching me make the dish. Okay. Now, once you've got all that together, you add cheese. Now, the recipe calls for the cheddar cheese. I don't have cheddar cheese. I have this. Now, normally I use Swiss cheese. The Swiss cheese has 55 milligrams of sodium. This has 200. This has more sodium. This is like 4 times more, basically. But it's delicious. And we'll call this a cheat day for me or something. I don't know. Anyway, it calls for a cup of this. This bag has about 2 cups, so we're using about half this bag. Really, the object is that we sprinkle it along the top, because it's a casserole, see? And the cheese is the topping. There we go. Okay. And yeah, I used about half a bag. Sure enough, about a cup. You could use whatever kind of cheese you like. I mean, I would suggest a shredded cheese. I would not suggest, I don't know, cream cheese or something, but yeah, whatever flavor of shredded cheese makes you happy. Anyway, this will go into the oven at 350 for 20 minutes, and it will be ready to serve. If you prefer a little bit more crunch with yours, you can always add some panko breadcrumbs on top, or get some crackers and crumble those up and put that on top. Whatever. But it's pretty good like this. I've had it before, as I said. And again, this is the original recipe that I gotten from Spark People. So, yeah, the important note I added to the recipe is you make sure you defrost your vegetables. Learned that the hard way. Alright, so like, comment, tell me what else you would want to see me cook, and take care. Bye.